All right, welcome back to the lunch table. Food for thought. I'm Nico Blitz. Quarantine edition still. We are in July on a Tuesday. And I emphasize Tuesday because we have Ted Park Tuesdays. He just dropped his new record. Speaking of that, shout out to my new guests, Ted Park. He also brought the homie Parlay Pass. What up, y'all?
What up? What up? What's good? Quarantine life.
Man. Before we start the podcast, let me just say congratulations on Dance Like Jay Park. Just hit 1 million on YouTube.
Thank you.
How y'all feeling?
Good shit. I mean, it's dope for sure. I mean, we happy. I mean, you know what I mean? We had kind of assumed. I mean, you're never supposed to assume, but definitely kind of assumed it was gonna do good. We knew the record was gonna do well, but I didn't think we knew that it was gonna move that fast, and all the other things would happen as well. So, just happy that the fans are fucking with it. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, man, it was a crazy song. It was a crazy video. We knew it would get a good reaction, man. Would I know that it would hit 1 million that quick now? But I'm just happy, bro. It's a great song. It was like one of the first songs we really did out here, so it just went crazy.
Hell yeah.
This is the first time y'all linked up on a record, huh?
Nah, but this is our first time, really cooking something together where mutually we were like, oh, nah, this is really crazy. So,
I mean, what was it when you guys made the song? Like, were you guys just feeling the energy and like y'all knew by the end of it, like, yo, this might be one of those ones?
Yeah, for sure. So what had happened was, we were just freestyling, fucking around. It was just really not that serious, you know. And then, I said dance like Mike Jack, and he said dance like Jay Park. I was like, oh, that's hard. So yeah, took it from there, and but by the time I laid the first couple lines in the hook, I was like, oh, this could go crazy. And then we did our verses, and we touched up the record that night, and I was like, oh, this is special. So yeah, I think once the process had started, we knew it was gonna be really dope. So.
That's what's up, man. I mean, it definitely is one of those ones. I feel like it's probably your guys' like fastest moving song amongst like the rest of your discography.
Yeah, absolutely. For me too, man. For real, like it moved really quick. So
Yeah.
I'm thankful for that.
And it's cool. It's cool, man, because Ted, I've actually been up on you for I don't know, probably like 3 years now.
That's crazy.
Parlay
Yeah.
probably around like 2 years because I've seen a couple of your videos on No Jumper.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so then like just to see you guys, work together and see a song that's hit like 1 million in a month is like it's a really dope thing, man. It's kind of like just being that internet nerd on the internet and just seeing you guys just like grow and blossom is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, for sure. Especially during this time, you know what I mean? Like, and I know it's a hard time for a lot of creators and artists, you know. So I'm thankful that we're able to continue growing through this time. You know what I mean?
Speaking of the time with like coronavirus and whatnot, like, as being like Asian American, we've gotten like so much fucking criticism from just people around us. Have you guys gotten that? Like based on, I mean, Ted, you being from Wisconsin and Parlay, you being from Atlanta, like, have you guys really gotten that backlash from when all this started?
Man, I don't listen to no broke motherfuckers. Nah, but for real, like, I everyone who can reach me with their words, I'm semi cool with. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, anyone that says anything about, I don't keep no racist people towards any race in my circle, or able to hit my phone, or hit my messages. You know, so I personally I haven't really experienced it through people I know per se, but I mean, yeah, like people will look at us funny when we outside, but me and Paz don't look like regular Asian people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So who's really gonna, like, honestly, I don't think anyone really tried us or said like, oh, coronavirus. I'm like, bro, like we're chilling. But I definitely know some of my Asian friends that have experienced some racism. And when I was touring earlier this year, a couple white folks were looking at me a little funny. But at the end of the day, like, I mean, it's all good, man. Like, if people judge Asian people based on coronavirus, they're just a little ignorant to the facts of the situation. And the reality is that no one, even like the world's greatest health experts, are not 100% accurate about this virus that came out of motherfucking nowhere, you know? So
Mhm.
I'm just like, hey, like, you know, if some people are uneducated and unfortunately leads to them being racist towards us or feel some type of way towards us for being Asian during this pandemic, then as sad as unfortunate as that is, man, like I'm not mad at them.
Actually, nah. You know what? I was gonna say nah because this whole time I've been in Atlanta, no one's ever said nothing to me. But I remember actually I went to Papa Do's, and while I was going to sit down, I was with Shorty, and the server was walking us towards the table, and there was people that said like some coronavirus or something. I didn't hear it though. I didn't hear it. I heard it, and they told me, they were like, "Did you hear what they said?" I was like, "What they say?" They said something about coronavirus. So I brought it up immediately. I was like, "Hey, did y'all say something? Y'all got something to say about coronavirus?" And they were all like, "Oh no, we didn't say nothing. No. Just capping." You know what I mean? And so maybe people will try to be slick with their comments, but my whole thing is like, if you're gonna say something, make sure you say it. And you know what I mean? Let it be known. Don't be slick racist or slick talking under the table or whatever. You know, if you're gonna be talking shit or whatever it is, just say it in front of that person or say it out loud and deal with it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
you know, dirty looks and little subliminal whatever.
Yeah,
I know I don't like it, but I personally don't really care because if you're ignorant, then that's on you. I'm not gonna let that ruin my 24-hour day.
Mm-hmm.
However, the violence towards Asian people, especially the elderly and the older folks and all that is fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but I mean, towards me at least, you know, the stuff I've experienced is just like, it's just little petty stuff, you know.
That's why when you see the racist stuff that's going on, it's usually happening to like nerdy looking Asian people or old Asian people that can't defend themselves.
Yeah, because honestly, and like I know we're seeing a lot of like black people harassing the Asian people on Instagram and stuff like that, right? But honestly, we chill with a lot of black people. We make music and we step out and they show love. And honestly, everyone who we know that is valid or certified or whatever, they would never do that to an Asian person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? First off, because they're not racist, and B, like they would never press someone, especially someone that is older, because they have respect, and you know what I mean. They were raised better than that. So honestly, like, you know, maybe me and Parlay or any other Asian person that is not old or meek looking or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think we're really gonna get harassed like that. But to the people that are harassing people that could be our grandparents or our older relatives or our younger brothers, sisters, whatever, it's very disappointing for sure.
But end of the day, man, there's racist. There's white racists, there's black racists, there's Asian racists. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can't, judge racist people and classify their races as racist people or whatever. You know what I mean? So there's all types of racists out there, and you can't really, you know what I mean, pinpoint that, all white people are racist or so many white people are racist.
Facts.
Because I fuck with a lot of white people, I fuck with a lot of black, all types of people. So
there's always gonna be people that are racist, even of Asian descent, Asian ethnicity. So you know what I mean. At the end of the day, like, we just gotta be thankful to have people around us that do not feel some type of way because of our ethnicity. You know what I mean, and vice versa. So.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, even to your point, it's like, not every white person's racist, not every Asian person's racist, not every black person's racist. But on the flip side too, there are pockets of people within these communities who are racist. But I guess it goes back to your point, Ted, from what you said earlier, to where I think it's just important to really keep a really good circle around you.
Yeah.
Worse the fact that, like, all right, like, I know I'm not racist, so I'm gonna hang around like non-racist people.
Yeah, like, for example, like, I'm not a rapist, so I'm not gonna chill with rapists. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's
real.
No, seriously, real talk. Like, if I'm not racist, I'm not gonna chill with other people. I'm not gonna chill with someone that is a racist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's why it's important to always just make sure you know who you're dealing with.
You gotta just surround yourself with the right people at all times. You know what I mean? Because even people that's reckless or whatever, it might get you in some type of trouble or danger or altercation or all types of stuff, man.
Entanglement,
If y'all want to get in some entanglements, you better hit up Jada Pinkett.
Oh man, Will Smith is like childhood hero.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'm chilling. I don't want no problems with him.
Telling me that was one of my favorite shows growing up. But
I know.
like I think it's fun. It's weird because the media's always portrayed like Asian people as more so like timid, more so
Lame.
quiet, won't really be able to stand up for themselves. So it's like, especially during this time, I feel like it's easier. It seems like it's easier for people to punk on Asian people. Like for instance, right? Like my grandpa, he was at the DMV.
Right.
And then this white dude, he wasn't even close to this white dude, and he was like, "Get the fuck away from me!" And then my grandpa's like, "What the fuck did you say? I'm already 6 feet away from you, asshole." And then that's when that dude ended up shutting up, and he just walked away. So like seeing you guys who, Parlay, for example, like when you were in that instance with old Shorty, it's kind of like that's a situation in which like people who are more so timid, it's like that's your time to like break out and like stand up against racism. You feel
Absolutely.
me? That's time to fold.
Facts. I think a lot of Asian culture is like, Asian culture, the Asians are known to be timid and stuff, and that's kind of like the way people are. But that's something that really, people need to start discovering that's not true. And also, it's on us to break those stereotypes as well. You know what I mean? Because there are a lot of timid Asians, and people will say some racist stuff or do some stuff and they'll let it slide and just not say nothing. And I'm not saying that violence is the answer or anything like that, but at the same time, you got to stand up for yourself. At times you get disrespected or anything like that. You don't let it slide. I'm not saying you have to fight the person, but like I said, in that situation, when someone said something, I brought it up and let it be known. Hey, did y'all say something? When I knew they did, just to make them feel like, oh, dang, I look stupid right now. I feel stupid for saying something like that. So, it's also on us to stand up for ourselves and, really, yeah, man, just don't let people punk you out like that, ever.
And I think in all ways possible too, because I mean, even when we relate it back to like hip hop and whatnot, it's like back in the day, we really only had like MC, Mike Shinoda, and then I think the wave after that was probably like Dumbfounded, right? But we see like within the past 10 years, we've been seeing more and more Asian artists like yourself like really break through. And I ask this question a lot when it comes to like Asian artists, but it's like, why, from your perspective, why do you think now was like the time in which Asian artists broke through the industry?
I think because Asian artists finally started making better music. That's just my opinion. I think there's been a lot of Asian artists and MCs that could really spit. And see, Mike Shinoda was a different case because those motherfuckers so talented, man.
Yeah.
So talented. But they were making like, I think what was so dope about them and even Far East Movement is they were making real commercial good records. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of like underground Asian rappers, it was just bar for bar shit. And that's cool. But even amongst non-Asian, of course, like the black and the white artists, like bar for bar can only take you so far to a certain type of demographic. You know what I'm saying? So I think finally in the past couple of years, Asian hip hop artists have finally started making like more just, universally appealing records and just better music. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
I think also.
Also, I'm not saying all Asian artists. I'm not saying all Asian artists are making good music, but I'm saying that the ones that are getting seen per se and heard, it's just more on it's less like I hate saying it. It's less Asian shit. You know what I mean? Like it's just more appealing. It can be more appealing to someone who's not Asian.
Yeah, I think what you're trying to say is like Asian artists aren't necessarily talking about like shit that's only exclusive to the Asian community.
Yes, there we go, man. There we go. That's how I was trying to say.
Or like YouTube cover music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think with the internet really helped Asians and just artists like be able to like really check out other music besides just watching BET or MTV and just seeing mainstream music. They can see like underground music and appreciate underground music and kind of catch those styles and then really just, you know what I mean, promote themselves and showcase their talent in different ways too.
So, like even me growing up, it's like I would watch BET and the only person I really saw was MC Jin, who was Asian. So it's like Who are like some of those cats that you guys grew up on that really inspired you?
Honestly, like I think the only Asian rapper I really knew was Dumbfounded, man.
Yeah.
And then I to keep it a buck, and then I thought Far East Movement. I thought what they were doing was mad cool. G6 was a big record in Madison, Wisconsin,
Facts.
man.
All over the world.
Yeah, all over the world, man. And then other than that, I mean, I had been familiar with Jay Park and like Big Bang and some of the K-pop stuff, but I definitely was interested in Jay because he was Korean American. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So probably like J Dumb and Far East Movement, and then of course I knew about Jin, but honestly I wasn't really that interested in the Asian stuff, but I was definitely like I was definitely I was knowledgeable about it.
Yeah. About you, Parlay?
Same with me. It was pretty much, I saw Jin battling when I was younger. That was crazy for me. And then I actually listened to his music, his mixtapes, and he was rapping and stuff, so that was cool. And even Dumb battling, and I was rocking with his music and shit too. And then yeah, and then there were just like a few little Asian artists here and there, like Smiles and Southstar. You know what I mean? One of them was Asian. That was cool. And yeah, there hasn't really been a lot of like big Asian artists though, even if you think about it. You know what I mean? Like, there's not really too many big Asian artists that I really listen to like that.
Yeah, well, that's why right now I think when it comes to like, Far East Movement's current label, or even your guys' label with like Higher, or even like 88 Rising, I feel like because we didn't have so many Asian icons from like back in the day, like right now is kind of like the start of all that. You feel me? It's like the same way you guys were like kids, just like trying to figure out like what type of music you liked. Now there's kids sitting through quarantine figuring out like, well, shit, who the fuck looks like me and who can I really listen to too?
No, for sure. I think the cool thing for Asian kids right now is like, if you're into more of the K-hip hop stuff, you definitely could look up to and listen to someone like a Higher Music, or if you're really into the hip hop stuff too, and you're a Korean American, you could really listen to a Dumbfounded. If you're from the streets, you listen to Stupid Young, MB Nell, Ching, those dudes. You know what I mean? And like if you're from Atlanta down south, and you Korean American and you kind of stuck in the middle of those two worlds, you could listen to Parlay Pass.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to listen to hits, man, you should listen to me, man. But
Every Tuesday.
by the way. So never get sick of the music, but no, I think there's a lot of Asian artists doing their thing, Asian American artists. But honestly, the Korean stuff is cool, and like I got a lot of respect for the Korean rappers over there, and I'm friends with a lot of them as well. But I think it's cool to finally see some Asian American artists starting to make their stamp out here. Because really being from here and getting it from where you get it, I think that's really dope.
Well, didn't you also like spend some time in South Korea for a bit?
Yeah, I spent some time in Korea when I was in 8th grade for about a year.
Ooh, what was that experience like?
That shit, man. But like that's where I discovered my little passion for music per se. So it definitely changed my life. If I hadn't gone, I would definitely not be a rapper right now. I don't know what I'd be doing right. Honestly, I can't even imagine my life what I'd be doing right now. But yeah, I mean, I didn't really have a lot of friends. It was a culture shock, and I hated it. I hated being Korean. But I love the food. That was cool, I admit. But I didn't really have a good time there at all. So I just started writing music and trying to figure out any means possible that I could make music and go back to America. So yeah. But it was a life-changing experience. I'm very grateful I went, and I did get to tap in with my people and understand kind of who I am and what I'm about, and then it definitely set me off on this journey to where I am now. So.
I'm pretty aware about how brutal the trials and tribulations are for anyone looking to be like a K-pop star, for example, right?
Right.
Like, during your time in Korea, was there any indication that you wanted to be like in K-pop, or was that not your thing?
Hell no. Look. I like some K-pop music, and I'm actually dabbling into writing for some K-pop artists. So I respect it, but first, I don't look like no K-pop artist, man. It's not happening. I eat too much, man. It's not gonna happen. And then B, you know, I'm not even really interested in making music in Korean in general.
Mm.
You know, so show me the money, all that other shit. That's not even really K-pop. You cancel all that off my plate. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I was always, even while I was in Korea, being like 13 years old, I knew I was like, man, I want to be an artist in America. And I never even considered the Korean lane my lane at all. I never knew I would sign a partnership deal with Jay Park or none of that, you know? So being a K-pop star definitely never crossed my mind one time. It probably did, and I'll giggle a little bit, you know? Imagine my dumb ass on stage doing the thing, you know?
Fuck, let
But
me just write the songs.
yeah. But first off, though, this is not a diss to K-pop. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I have a lot of fans that like and listen to K-pop music, and I think it's cool. I think they're doing their thing, and I think that they're definitely a big staple in the Asian culture. It's just I personally could not do it.
I feel bad for them, honestly. I feel like K-pop stars are really like slaves, man. Like under their contracts and their labels and all that stuff. Like there's,
Well, you know what I think?
you know,
I think with K-pop stars, the dope thing is that they get to be on the biggest of platforms. You know what I'm saying? And do these huge shows and become huge stars and idols per se. I just think the only sad thing for them, in my opinion, is they don't get to experience the best, the dopest part of just creating your own music and really finding your voice. And because like they can all sing like crazy and dance, and the talent and the raw, honestly, it's more the raw talent is there, you know. But I think the most beautiful thing is being able to go in the studio and come up with your voice, you know, and what you want to say and what you're trying to get across, and take your message and your vision and make the song your own way. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
I couldn't imagine being put in a studio and being told, sing it like this, do this, do this. You know what I'm saying, per se? But as I'm starting to write for these type of artists too, like I understand that a lot of hard work, long hours, and talent goes into these songs. You know what I mean? But I just think that it's life changing when you can be able to make your own music.
Oh, for sure. You know,
Because I got little homies that are on the K-pop route right now, and they hit me up very frequently, telling me what's going on with their company, or what they're working on, and I'm like, man, like y'all missing the best part, which is getting to discover yourself through being an artist. Because I feel like once you find yourself as an artist, especially at a young age, you find yourself as a human being, as a person, as a young adult.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But don't think that I'm dissing that route.
Oh no, for sure.
I
Well, you
done
know,
math
like
much slower.
to your point, I remember being in Little Tokyo in LA, right? And
Yeah.
while I'm in this restaurant, they were playing a K-pop band. I'm not sure who it was, but then they were speaking in Spanish. And it was like the most mind fucking thing. I was like, I'm in Little Tokyo, K-pop star singing Spanish. Like, you know what I mean? And to your point, in which I feel like we would agree on, like it's a little bit more calculated. You know what I mean? The music that's like on that upper echelon tier that reaches everybody and people can fuck with to some degree, like it's all calculated.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, here's the irony. Like, I do feel that way about K-pop, but I started thinking about it, and I was like, man, pop in any culture, it's all gonna be calculated music. But that's not taking away saying that they're not talented. But it's definitely calculated. I mean, even the American pop stars is calculated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, you know, back to what you were saying, Ted, like, and, you know, this applies to the both of you, like, you know, I would consider both your styles extremely different, you Parlay and Ted. So it's like, what exactly did you guys find in yourselves or find about yourselves while doing the music that you guys individually do?
Wait, what?
Like, what did you figure out about yourselves with the music that you individually do? Because going back to Ted's point, it's like, you know, the best part about music creation is figuring out more about yourself, the shit that you like, and how you go about your day, talking about the things that you want to talk about as opposed to what somebody else is feeding you.
I mean, for me, I think like over the 10 years I've made music, I noticed that my sound became very well rounded to where I could do a little bit of everything, you know. So for me, I think it was only a couple years ago where I think I finally learned how to pull it all together. Like whether it's R&B, pop, I'm spitting, where I'm making some turn up shit, whatever. I finally have been able to round it to where it sound like me, and I'm telling a very similar tale and narrative in different ways on all my songs, because I want it to be authentic and for it to resonate with myself. Because realistically, people could bump your shit and have fun and like how it sounds because you have a good voice or you can rap good. But if the music doesn't resonate with yourself, like if it's not honest to you or authentic to you, they're gonna know it's not authentic. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely not gonna be authentic to them. Just like you have to be your first fan and your first believer before anyone else really become a fan of you. You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, it was just learning how to be myself in my music and have it sound the way that I wanted it to sound, you know? Because I definitely went through identity crisis from ages 13 to 19. Sound like Drake, sound like ASAP, sound like Tyga, sound like Big Sean, fuck, you know, everything. So, you know, I think for me, it was just finding the right voice to tell my story. And I think it's ironic because you say you heard of me about 3 years ago, right? 3 years ago is when it really started clicking for me because I had figured my sound out.
Yeah.
So that's why I tell artists that get discouraged, really these young ass kids. I'm like, man, like, I'm 25 right now. I started when I was 13. I didn't start getting a buzz till I was like 21, 22. So I'm just like, man, like you really gotta put that
Wow.
time in. Some people it can go faster, and I think that's dope. But for the rest of us, you know what I mean? You gotta put that time in.
No, even for me, it's like the same thing. You know, I've been rapping for like about 10 years now, and like a lot of it in the beginning was like not copying other people's styles, but doing what's trending and trying to, you know, swag rap or brag or live that rapper life. And like that's kind of like what I was rapping about in the beginning. But lately, you know, I really started to tap in and with Ted's help, you know, really just talk about stuff you're going through, you know what I mean? Like pain in your life and struggles and just and real life stuff. You gotta kind of tap that side too and just rap about some real shit sometimes. And even with my little bro Jug Nino passing away,
Rest in peace, Jug,
long
man.
live Jug Nino.
Long live.
Even with that going through, somehow that kind of helped me make some of the best music I've ever made. Just really going through something like really like that hurt a lot. So I would tell artists really like don't try to copy other people's styles. Don't try to copy other people's sounds. Don't rap about stuff you're not doing. Really rap about stuff you're going through. And don't be embarrassed to rap about your struggles. Because if you look at Juice World, I mean, he's really rapping about depression and anxiety and all types of stuff. But people can relate to it. And that's why, you know, it's so fire, you know. So it's really just rap about your own life or rap about, you know what I mean? And you can still make turn up fun club party anthems. You still do that too, you know. But I'll tell artists to be versatile. And that's definitely what I've been trying to work on lately. Is just try to be more versatile.
Yeah, I hear you, man. And you know, to your point too, like I think some of the best music really comes from pain because that's like the most truthful music. But you know, I think it's you know, to your point too, it's also good to have a balance between it's like, yeah, you know, we have this pain music,
Right.
but let me make some turn up music too. You feel me? Like, and that way you can solidify yourselves as like versatile artists. You're not just known for like the pain music. You're not just known for all the club shit. Because I think the greatest artists in the world have a discography that can go between all sorts of emotions, so to speak.
Yeah, that's for any genre, you know. So.
And I also think you have to kind of live your life too. I mean, I know the rappers they tell you, you know, you got to be locked in the studio, be in the studio 24/7. That's cool, and that's true. But at the same time, if you don't do anything in your life except record, what are you gonna rap about? You know what I mean? So even going to the clubs or going out sometimes or going and doing this, traveling here and doing that, sometimes you need that to broaden your life up so you can actually rap about more stuff and open your mind up. So that's another thing too.
Yeah, no, I feel you, bro. Because like, what are you finna talk about when you're in the booth all the time? Like, go out and experience like you know, like when Ted was over in like Korea, it's like, well, now you have a whole year's worth of content that you could just like push out to a whole bunch of people who have no idea, you know, what you were talking about.
No, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, man. So how do you guys end up linking with Jay Park? Because Ted, you're signed to him. Parlay, are you signed to him too?
No, I'm not.
Okay. But yeah, like how does that relationship form for each of you individually?
I met Jay like a long time ago in Korea, like maybe like 8 years ago. My bro Manifest just introduced us. That's when I was in a group called the Yellow Boys. So I gave him a mixtape. He was cool. He was nice. And then just over the years, I've just met him in Korea and in LA and Atlanta, and then I helped them put together the Soju video. And just over the years of like just being Asian artists, we just linked up and talked and got cool, and he showed me mad love. You know what I mean? So it's all love with me and Jay. Ted's situation is different. They were actually like in a business relationship as well.
Yeah,
Too, so.
me and Jay Jay DM me on Instagram about 2.5 years ago, like, oh, you hard. And then he was trying to link me when he came to New York for his Rock Nation stuff, but I was going to Korea because I was working on some projects with Cut Studio. Shouts to the Cut, by the way, man.
Mm-hmm.
And we linked up in Korea when he got back, and he told me he wanted to sign me to High Music. And I was actually getting courted by about 3-4 labels at the time. So I told him I was getting a lot of offers, but I think he sold me because he was like, "Yeah, I'm Korean American too. I think we can relate, and I'll put you onto a new market." And I did want Asian people and Asian Americans and K music fans to get tapped into me, so we did it. But honestly, it's not really much of a deal. It's more of a creative partnership. And right now, I'm moving as an independent artist, but Hire is still fan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I make my own plays. I bust my own moves. Yeah.
That's what's up,
But
man.
I'm thankful for that too, because Jay kind of just let me grow on my own terms and my own pace. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I feel like that's
Hey man, he really just shows love and just supports, and like he's already a big famous K-pop star, superstar worldwide. So for him, he really loves the culture and really just supports artists. And even me, like he just did songs with me, did the video with me for nothing. He didn't ask me for no money. He didn't ask me for this or that. He was just like, "Yo, I fuck with you."
Nah,
Boom.
Jay Park is definitely
super humble, down to earth.
at that level of famous. He's one of the realest people you ever gonna meet in
No
any
cap,
ethnicity.
man. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've had big rappers trying to sign me, American rappers. I've had like celebrities hit me up, whatever. But it's they would have never reached out their hand to me like Jay did. And that man, like real talk, like everything he's received, all his blessings, like he deserved it. So and I'm glad I rock with him. Real talk. He a good dude.
shout
Really
out to
good.
Jay Park, man. I remember meeting him maybe like a year or so ago when he was rapping over at our radio station. He was just, you could tell his energy was just like, yeah, this guy knows what he's doing, but he's also so good.
Rapping, I'll tell you that, man.
Huh?
He loves rapping, bro. Seattle the soul, baby.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jay Park.
Ted, I was actually just on your Instagram story the other day, and
Right.
you were just like paragraphing your whole story, bro. And
Yes,
I don't
sir.
want to get into like the logistics of like who exactly you're talking about because that's not really important. But like, you were talking about like you feel like you've helped people with given opportunities, and you've really asked for nothing in return.
Hell yeah.
Can you like expand on that thought a little bit more? Like, what exactly
Yeah.
was going through your head?
I mean, I think for me, I've always been the way I was raised, and I've always been someone where if I have access to something and you ask me for it, I'm gonna put you on.
Yeah.
Whether it's music or some other shit, I always got you because I want people who I think are talented and good people to win, even if I don't know you that well.
Yeah.
And I've definitely had people that I've tapped into resources and they went crazy with it, and I'll ask them for something or ask them about something and then they'll ghost me. You know what I'm saying? Or say, "Oh yeah, I got you," and just not do it. And to me, that's fine because when you do a favor for someone, you should never be expecting it back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But for me, it's just if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it 100%.
No, and I can stamp that, man. Like Ted really like if you're part of his circle and part of his group, like he gonna do whatever for you, and he's not gonna ask for nothing back, and he's really just gonna look out. And even some people he doesn't even know, he might just check out. I'm telling you, this boy Ted checks out a lot of artists, man. He is on YouTube. Like, people will send him to check out his music, and he'll actually check some of them out. Like, even me, I'm not really checking them out. Than me, so he'll actually check people out, and he's actually like really like in tune with a lot of stuff. So he'll check people out, and if they're fire, like he'll give them advice, talk to them. You know what I mean? Might do a song with him. You never know. So yeah, man.
I just
Dude.
yeah, and honestly, but that's because I got people like Parlay, I got people like Pass with me, my boy Saho, my big bro Mikey Fresh, you know, my Scotty boys, man, Casey, man, I got my boy Plugged In Matt with me, man. You know, everyone around me is exactly the same way. If they teach their mans how to make money, they're gonna help them get their money up. If they can plug them in with some music, they're gonna do that. You know, mixing, mastering, I got you. You want to talk to this A&R, you want to talk to this blog, I'll do it for you. I'll hit them up my fucking self. You know, whatever. It's just for me, like, I think when I first started getting my buzz, like, you know, like a lot of label, you know, I pretty much when I first went viral 3 years ago, every label hit me up. I went to all that, kept in touch, boom, boom, boom. And then, you know, once I started going on this other path where, you know, I realized people, when you start getting some hype, you know, they hit you up, they're locked in, they try to sign you, they try to get something from you, and you say, oh, nah, I'm doing it this way. And then they say, oh, well, regardless, like, whatever you need, I got you. And I don't even be hitting people up for anything. I just want to talk and catch up and say what's up. And I don't even want to answer the message. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's lame. And then finally, you know, after 3 years of bubbling, got a 1 million view video, getting these looks, #1 on the radio in my city, whatever. And then it's like, oh man, let's talk about how we can work together. Like, man, suck my dick, man. I'm not even a bitter person, but you know, I'm human too, and I have emotions. So, you know, at the end of the day, if you're my boy and you call me and or even if we're kind of cool, but you're an artist and I fuck with you, I'm gonna pick up the phone for you, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna text you, whatever music or just life, or you just want to FaceTime. Like, I'm gonna holler at you. I'm gonna say what's up, because I love having conversations with people who I respect. But not everyone moved the same, but it's all good because I know at the end of the day, my people is just gonna always be there for me. So that's all that matters. But that's why I went on that little Instagram tales that day. That's just how I was feeling, you know. That's just, and it's overwhelming when people that have been ignoring you for 8 to 12 months are liking all your Instagram posts and telling you that, oh, you going crazy. I'm so happy for you. But it's like, are you really actually happy for me? Because cause my boy could be getting 20 plays on his song, and if he gets 200 plays, I'm gonna be genuinely happy for him because it's progress. You know what I'm saying? Like, but my boy could be he could make $100 a day, and then the next day he make $250. I'm gonna be genuinely happy for him because he took a step and made more bread. You know, more food for himself. So I just, to me, it just, sometimes people don't add up. But I'm not saying I don't make mistakes. And I'm not saying that I'm the greatest person in the world, because I'm not. But at least if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. I fucking even do interviews for like K hip hop blogs, man. They got like 200 followers, man. Because I don't care about all the other shit, man. I've turned down blogs and interviews with outlets that have hundreds of thousands of followers because I felt some type of way that they tried to charge me for submissions 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, to me, man, I'm just like, man, I'm just going to, you know, people going to move how they move, and you're going to do how you do. But I would like to do people right. I know this went way longer than how I meant to keep this in 3 to 4 sentences. But long story short, what I'm saying is that if I can give you an opportunity that makes sense for you, and it's within my grasp, I'm gonna do it. No questions asked. That's it.
Man,
that's all I'm gonna say.
Amen to that, man. You know, I really like the way you think, Ted, and considering the people you keep, like Parlay and everybody else in your group, I'm sure all of you think the exact same way. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what you, Parlay, and like the rest of your homies could really do, man. Like, I get a really good feeling off of y'all.
Yeah, two albums next year from Ted and Pass, man. 10 songs each.
That's
And
what's
so,
up, man. So we looking at like what, top of 2021, or like y'all don't even know
yeah,
yet?
top 21, 100%. And we'll go from there. But we got some videos to shoot. We gotta get the songs mixed. But yeah, pretty much in the past 2.5, 3 months I've been here, we went crazy. So the music sounded real good. And I guarantee you, Dance Like J Park is not even the tip of the iceberg, man. That
Parlay looking like, yeah, that's true.
Oh nah, I mean nah. Dance like J Park is crazy, but we got something even crazier coming out.
this
Like,
fall,
yo,
y'all gonna get it real soon.
Okay,
yo,
let me ask you guys this then. Amongst all the new shit that you guys don't have released yet, what would you say is like your unanimous favorite one that you're really looking forward to dropping? Huh?
Asian man. We got a song and video called Asian Gucci Man coming out.
Asian Gucci Man?
It's it. It's the one. That shit is so hard. Nah, for real, when I tell you that shit is crazy, it's really the song is crazy, the video is crazy. It's crazy, man.
Man, all right. We finna look forward to Asian Gucci Man, man. That shit sound like it finna slap.
It's gonna have the same effect, man. It's gonna go crazy, and then Gucci Man gonna drop on the ring.
I'm gonna be honest though, it's way harder than Dance Like J Park. I like Dance Like J Park. Nah, honestly, the second the beat comes on, you're gonna be like, nah, they crazy, they tripping. The director just texted me actually, so you already know it's moving.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, y'all gotta send me the MP3 to all that shit, man. I'm gonna push them over here in the LA clubs for sure.
Oh, please do,
Thanks.
man. LA clubs, man. I'm trying to hit the LA club, man. What's up,
I'm
man?
gonna be in LA next week.
They
Bro.
close right now, bro. But as soon as they open up, I got y'all.
Alright. Well, he's gonna be in LA next week, and I'll be in LA in September. So let's definitely connect.
Oh
Face to
shit,
face,
yeah,
man.
yo, no parlay. I'm a DM you, bro. Let me get your number and shit. We'll link up when you're out here.
Facts in me, bro.
I was gonna come too, but I'm chilling right now in his house. So shit,
Bro, I'm gonna DM you my number too, bro. Let's link up whenever you out here too.
Hell yeah.
Already.
Shit, let me get you guys on the gram, man. Yo, we got Ted Park, Parlay Pass. What's poppin'? The lunch table, yee.
What up?
Pass the light Stockton.
All right, now if I can get you guys to just pose for like 5 seconds for the thumbnail.
Do it.
Perfect. All right, man. Well, this is the lunch table, food for thought. I'm Nico Blitz, Ted Park, Parlay Pass. Thank you guys for stopping by.
Sirski, my brother. Appreciate you having us, man.
Thank you guys. Peace.
Yes, sir.